Alright, let's have a very quick rally before it gets too wet. First of all, I think it's magnificent that what we are doing as London Met, and that both the Student Union, Unison and UCU are continuing to fight for all of our students. But if you look at the situation in the court last week, and you actually heard the news reports, the impression that was given was that all of our students had an amnesty. That's not true. If you were a first year student moving into second year, or if you were a student who was just about to start first year this year, or if you were an architectural student who happened to have taken a year out to do industrial placement, all of those students are in a position where they now cannot complete their studies. That's outrageous. So we will continue to demand an amnesty for all of our students. To continue to demand that amnesty means we have to be very visible. Again, today is just the start of that visibility. We have to tell both Theresa May, but also to a certain extent our local management, this fight isn't over. We have to continue to fight for full amnesty. But one of the other things we're going to have to do, and I imagine we'll have to do it quite quickly, this entire situation has cost the university tens of millions of pounds. It is one of the reasons why we are insisting that we as a university push for a full judicial review as soon as possible in order to get the revocation rescinded, but also that we demand compensation from UKPA. We need to do that in order, in my opinion, to save the university. Yeah. Because the fact is this, if tens of millions are taken out of our budget, we know what our governors and our management have often done in that situation. They have made knee-jerk decisions along the lines of closing courses, sacking staff, and potentially selling off parts of the university. That, in our opinion, would kill London Met, and we cannot allow that to happen. That's why this is about arguing for full amnesty, but it's also about saving London Met, saying no to privatisation, and arguing with our biggest creditor, HEFCE, the Higher Education Funding Council, who we still owe around £15 million to tell them to take their hands off London Met and write off that £15 million so we can survive as a community education, a community university. So we're actually saying full amnesty, write off the debt, save London Met. And actually I think we have to start seeing all of those three things together. We cannot start making further cuts, because it won't just be our international students that will suffer. It will be all students and all staff and the local community. London Met is the biggest employer in this area. If London Met closes or is privatised and large numbers of our students and staff leave, it will have a devastating effect in Islington. It will have a devastating effect at our city campus in Tower Hamlets. These are two of the poorest boroughs in London. We therefore have to fight for an amnesty, but against privatisation and against further cuts. There are some in the past who have said the things aren't connected. They have now become inextricably linked. We have to fight against both. It's as simple as that. That's what we need to be doing. Hopefully we'll have a few more speakers coming up, but then we've already said as a union, we put it to the governors last night, we want them to argue for judicial review as soon as possible, to argue for compensation, but to give the staff unions a guarantee. There will be no job cuts this academic year. There will be no forced course closures. And we will not move towards privatisation either through outsourcing or shared services. And it's quite important that they respect that demand, because if they do not, we think London Met will continue on a downward spiral. And that would be catastrophic at this moment in time. So we have to actually be saying to our management, please stand with us and defend our university. And that means support the students, but also support the staff and support the community. Thank you very much.